in here. All right. I was thinking to myself, an outsider of the community of calisthenics, but still a brain nonetheless. So, nobody in here yet. But this is my idea, or my ideas, and I don't know if there's been any discussions about it within the community or whatnot. But I've been paying attention and watching a couple different teams, different people. I've been watching a lot of people, to be honest. And what I see that the calisthenics community is missing is a form of togetherness and a form of unity. I see people getting together. I see people supporting each other. But when I mean togetherness, I mean money-wise. I see that everybody is financially separate. Everybody's building up the community singularly, but not everybody's getting money. So my idea for that is we need teams to pay dues, monthly dues. I think that will benefit the calisthenic community greatly. And just judging by I have written down a couple teams that I know. There's probably way more teams in the calisthenic community, but just in New York City, we have Barbarians, we have Limitless, we have Team Empire, we have Team Sparta, Mind, Body, and Soul. We have Team Easy Money, and we have Team Wingate. Team Easy Money is out in Jersey. But just from these teams alone, if they put up $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month, that's how many teams are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 G's every month. So each team, they have their group of people. You split up the dues between your monthly your team members. So the 1,000 shouldn't be that expensive. It shouldn't be that hard on each individual. So now you have 7 teams. That's $7,000 every month, and you have a draw. Now, one team gets the $7,000 every month. Now, what they do with that $7,000 is they have to put on an event. Every team has to host an event. Now, you have 7 teams just off of what I named. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Bridget? I'm just talking about the calisthenics community. Now, you have 7 teams within the ecosphere of New York City calisthenics. One team, how much money for you to scream as loud as you can? I don't even know if you will be able to get money to me. So, and I'm not a host, so you can't really pay me to do stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah. So each month you get $7,000, right? And you have 8 weeks to put on an event. 7 teams all support the event. 7 teams have to put up one person to be in the match for the event. So that's 7 matches in one event, 7 teams support an event, and you have $7,000 to put towards the event. You have 8 weeks to do it. The first 2 weeks, go to planning the matches, like what each individual athlete is gonna be training towards. And then the 6 weeks is going to be your training camp. And like I said, you have $7,000 to put on an event. So you have people part of your team that are going to be putting together. What's up, Bridget? How you doing? You have people part of your team that is going to be putting on the event, and each team has to host. So that's $7,000 out of everybody's pocket. And then obviously you put on an event. Whatever you make from the event is your team's money. So not everybody's going to be a part of the team. So you obviously charge at the door. People who are not a part of the team, they make money off of the door and things like that. And I think that will put everybody together, because now you're moving as one unit and everybody's getting paid. And you all what's up, Zoe? And you all move as one unit. You help each other out with the events. You help each other out with where to host the events, how to do the events, and now the community is moving forward as one unit all together. And you have 8 weeks to plan your event. So that's going to give you ample enough time. And each team is obviously going to be training with their whoever they choose to be in the match each month, you know? So that's going to give a lot of training footage. That's where I want to come in and bring my camera skills and actually film, you know, the different matches and the before, the and after of the events. That's what I would want to do, but you don't necessarily need me. This idea is for you guys. You guys can put forth whatever you need to put forth to make that work. So like I said, off the bat, you already have 7 teams. Just me naming them. You have Team Barbarians, Team Limitless, Team Empire, Team Sparta, Team Mind, Body, and Soul, Team Easy Money, and Team Wingate. If they put up $1,000, that's $7,000. That's just from the teams that I can name off the top of my head. And there's way more teams. Now, how the event is set up, you have 7 matches or 5 to 10 matches every 8 weeks, right? So each team selects their people to be in a match. Y'all figure out what type of matches y'all gonna do, and that's gonna be the event. And then you have recruitment in the beginning of the match. So you have the match, the regular matches that you're going to be promoting throughout the month, because you're going to have a lot of people promoting, because you have 7 matches. You have 7 matches minimum. So you got 7 different people in all different teams, all these different teams promoting the match. And remember, every team has to go to each match. Every team has to support each match. And it's not going to be hard to, because every team basically paid for it. Every team has put in their money and their dues, so every team is going to be at each match. So now you got 7 teams automatically going to be at each match, no matter what, because they technically paid for it. And you're going to have 7 different people from each team in each match. Every 8 weeks, guaranteed, like clockwork. So you have to do that. And then you have I forgot Team Semi. So that's $8,000 a month. Because Team Semi has a team too. And like I said, so $8,000 a month. Each team puts up, and you do it just like that. And now everybody gets $8,000 a month. You have 8 weeks to put on an event, and you don't have to worry about funding it out of your own pockets. But everybody has to support each event. Obviously, every team has to be at each event to support each event, to support each athlete. And each team is going to train with their athletes. You have 2 weeks to figure out the match program, like how you're going to train, like what's the train, 10 pull-ups, this, that, to find out the match that everybody agrees to. And then you do 6 weeks of training, right? And you do it like that. You do your 6 weeks of training, and you got 2 weeks to figure out how we're going to do the match, and then you got 6 weeks of training and whatever. And then also, so you have 7 matches, and then before your 7 matches, you do recruitment. So all the people that are not a part of the teams that show up to the match, you have individual matches for them. And each team now could recruit like the Army. So you have pull-up contests, you have muscle-up contests, you have this, you have that, and you set up shop. You set up you set up each table at the events, and you let people know, like, yo, come sign up. You live in the area. Come be a part of this team. Come be a part of this team. Come be a part of this team, or not. You know, the case may be. But the point is that now you have structure within all the events, which is what you want. Because what I see is it's still separated. Even though there is support within the community, it's still separated. I'm not even a part of the community. I'm like an outcast or outsider within the community. But I've been trying to help the community. People can't say that I haven't been trying. You know, so let me put my intellect into it, and y'all could take it and do whatever y'all want with it. I don't necessarily have to be a part of it to watch it grow. You know, you can use my ideas to watch it grow. So that's my idea for it. And like I said, right now, all for the teams that I just named, that's $8,000 a month. $8,000 a month, like clockwork, every month. And then you just do a draw every month. Every month you do a draw. Each team is a draw, and as soon as your team gets drawed, you have 8 weeks to work on your event. So that's 2 months to work on your event. Every month, your money's coming in. So you don't even have to worry about your money coming in for the event, because you know you're gonna get $8,000. If these 8 teams sign up to it, you got $8,000 coming to you every single month to put on an event. And each team obviously will help each other out in making it more popping. You know, getting the proper cameraman, getting the proper photography, getting the proper booths, getting the proper live streaming, getting the proper whatever. And they all help each other out to make each event more popping and more entertaining for the outsiders. You understand? Because I see like the Europeans, I see like all of these, they're throwing events and they're outpacing us. And a lot of people in New York City are individually making the sport bigger, but they're not actually pushing it forward to where it's beneficial to the athlete as much as it is beneficial to the individual. You understand what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to have a social media presence. Not everybody's going to be nice with social media, but there's a lot of people that are nice when it comes to calisthenics. They should get as much recognition as the person who's nice with social media. You understand what I'm saying? There's people who are just shy and they don't really want to be in the limelight, but they can be represented by the person who is nice with social media, and so on and so forth. And now it's an ecosystem that everybody can benefit off of, and nobody has to get out of their lane. Everybody can stay in their lane and do what they love to do while the sport grows all together. So that was my idea. I put it out into the world, and nobody from the community is in here to give me any pushback on it. So I was hoping that I'll be able to bounce ideas. But those are the main idea that I see that I think is missing from the community. And I think that's an easy thing that you can do. They already do it in boxing. They already do it in CrossFit. They already do it in biker gangs. If you know any bike clubs, they already do stuff like this. So I think that's the next step for calisthenics, is to make it official. They do this in car clubs, rally clubs. You know, they already do this stuff. And this is a one way that you can make your own ecosystem. You can make your own what is the word? It's not called ecosystem, but economy. You can make your own economy and not necessarily have to depend on outsiders. And now all your money within your own individual calisthenic economy, you're able to rinse and repeat your money. So now your money goes further, and now people are able to make more money individually and not necessarily have to worry about the outside world for money. And you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't matter what your job is. You know what I'm saying? It's like flight clubs. It don't matter what your job is. That's your job now becomes your hobby, because now you're getting paid off of this. And obviously, the more teams that come in, the more money you're gonna have. The more money you're gonna have to toss around every 8 weeks. And the more money you have to toss around every 8 weeks, now you start to see gyms opening up. And now your employees are just your team members. People that are within the team are the employees for the gym. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, the money's coming in every month like clockwork, because it's easy to split 1,000 between 10 people a month. It's hard to do it on your own. It's hard to put the money up on your own, but to split 1,000 between 10 people is very easy. You know, and as each team individually grows, because I named 8 teams, as you recruit more people to your team, like a karate school or a Brazilian jiu-jitsu school, the more recruitment you have, the less dues you have to pay. Now you're able to open up gyms. So now you're going to have people who are business-minded that are going to be able to double it up, triple it up, make brands from it, do this and do that. And remember, I didn't include myself in this. This is my idea for y'all. Y'all go ahead. Y'all already got stuff moving already. Yo, Nick, what up? I'm just talking about the state of the calisthenics community. That's how I'm giving y'all the idea so that I can see it progress forward. You don't even have to give me the credit. I don't need the credit for it. This is what I see, and I think that could be very, very beneficial for the calisthenic community as a whole. Yeah, Nick, I'm just talking about teams paying their dues because I feel like teams are they're growing. The calisthenics community is growing, but I feel like they don't necessarily know how to make it. They don't know how to dribble the ball right, And I feel like if they put the money up in dues, and each team has to host an event, and each team has to support each other's event, so automatically you got 8 teams. I named 8 teams, so that's 8 teams that's gonna be promoting your event because they technically paid for it. That's 8 teams promoting your event, and that's 8 teams that's going to show up to your event. So every event that y'all have, you're guaranteed 8 different teams at your event. Your event already sell off. Your event is already popping. And that's 8 teams. And then you don't even have to worry about the money being put up because that's $8,000 coming in every month. So there's no excuse to, I don't have enough money. Nah, you got enough money. You got $8,000 to make that work. You could throw a good event in with $8,000. It doesn't have to be extreme in the beginning. You could throw a simple little event in the beginning, but $8,000 to do it, and every team has to put up one athlete. So that's 8 teams. So that's 7. That's 8. That's 8 athletes. So that's 8 matches each event, every 8 weeks. So you have 2 weeks for each team to solidify the match, what they're going to be training for, and then you have 6 weeks of training camp. And I think that's one of the easiest ways that we can surpass a lot of these sports. 6 week training camp. And that's where I come in. I want to come in with my camera and record each athlete behind the scenes, not necessarily giving away the training, but do it like boxing where you get to build up the fight, and that gives me a lot of footage, a lot of content to make, and that will make me happy. But like I said, you don't need me. You got $8,000, so you don't even need to hire me or use me. You can literally hire your teams. Y'all can hire whomever you want to hire. But the point is, you have content and you have something to work towards every 8 weeks. Every team is going to have something to work towards. So every team is not going to lose. So every team is going to be working with each individual that they selected to go into the match to make sure that they're ready to go for the event. So now everybody's locked in. People who are not on teams are going to be locked in like, oh, snap, this is what's happening. Blabbity boobly, blabbity boobly boobly. This is what's going on in the world. This is what's happening in these events. And then that's going to draw people to want to be a part of your teams. Now you got the betting, the Gains app and all of that stuff. If people want to start betting, and you know what I'm saying? Because now you have structure. And every 8 weeks you're going to have an event. And every 8 weeks, you're going to have 8 teams that are always going to be at that event. So now you can pick brains. Just going to the event, if you pay $15 to enter the event, $20 to go into the event, you're able to meet all these different teams. And you're able to pick their brains and see how they do certain things. And now it's a wealth of knowledge. Guaranteed. Every single, whatchamacallit. Yo, Brimmy, you look like Russell Simmons the second. Russell Simmons the second. I look like Russell Simmons. Never got that. But shout outs to you, Brimmy Beats. But yeah, I mean, Russell Simmons was a businessman, but I never got Russell Simmons before. But at the same time, I get every light-skinned person known to man. I think people think every light-skinned dude look alike, every brown-skinned dude look alike. I don't even speak with a lisp. But shout outs to Queens. I'm from Brooklyn. Shout outs to Russell Simmons in Queens. I am nothing like him, but I like his business tactics. He teaches me certain business things. Shout outs to him. But I study from them. I study all type of business people and entrepreneurs. I like the fact that he put together Fat Farm and all of that stuff. I learned from all of that. And yeah. So like I said, that would be something that I would want for the calisthenics community in the future in NYC, because I see a lot of these teams, they're putting on events, but they're kind of separate from each other. And they're supporting each other, but it's not like real support. They're still kind of against one another, which is what I see. And I'm, like I said, I'm not even really in the culture. And they already kind of pushed me off. They pushed me away. Like, I'm like, well, yeah, I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to help y'all get money, but yeah, do what y'all want to do. Do whatever y'all want to do. I'm always just trying to help. You know what I'm saying? I'm always just trying to help. So that's my idea. Y'all can take it. Y'all can run with it. It's yours. Nothing. I can't do nothing with it. It's for y'all. So that's pretty much it. I don't really have nothing much else to say. Let me go through the notes that I wrote down. We got teams pay their dues. 5 to 10 matches mandatory each event. You pay $1,000 a month. Each team pays $1,000 a month. You have 8 weeks to prepare. So the first 2 weeks is figuring out the match, agreeing to what type of match y'all gonna do for the event, and then you have 6 weeks of training camp. And then one team hosts every draw. There's gonna be a draw. Something in Jamaican that we do is called a susu. So every month you have a draw. So you get your money up front. Every month you get your money up front, and then you have 8 weeks to put on an event. So you have 2 months to put on an event, but you get your money up front. So there's nothing to. You have no excuse. You got your money. You got $8,000 just from these 8 teams. If these 8 teams agreed to work with each other, and I named 8 teams that kind of already cool with each other. I didn't name 8 teams that don't F with each other. I named 8 teams that are already kind of cool with each other. So what that mean? That means it's very possible. It's very doable, So that's my little 2 cents. But some people they don't want to take advice from somebody who's an outsider. They don't want to rock with people if it didn't come out their brain. They don't want it. That's part of another reason why I see within the calisthenics community that I see is failing, is because everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants to be the smart guy. Everybody wants to be the genius, the fly guy, the tough guy, the this, the that. And y'all supposed to be getting money. Y'all supposed to be getting money. I see all these teams in Europe. They getting money. They coming up, and they're together. They know how to support one another financially, not just all the fake support that I see within the comments. And oh yeah, this that. It's like, yeah, that's cool. But all right, now let's each team put up 1,000. Between 5 people, $1,000 is not a lot of money a month. You know what I'm saying? If your team is bigger, you got 10 people in your team, that's $100 each person a month. Come on now, we're all adults. Everybody here is past 17 years old. We all could do that. No matter how bad your situation is, you could do that. And now what you do with that money is you got $8,000. If you do 8 teams, that's $8,000 every month coming in to put on an event. And that's your job as a host, is to put on an event. Take that $8,000 and put on a good event. Obviously, you could come out your pocket, put a little extra on it, but you got $8,000 to start with. I don't see how that don't work. Free Palestine. Yep, free Palestine. We don't want no war. On no sides. What's going on in Palestine is foul. But yeah, Hashim. What's going on in Palestine is foul. But the whole world need to wake up. It's not even just Palestine. There's a whole lot of bullcrap going on within the world. And the more we get together and stop separating from one another, the more we start to see the devil's trick. If Palestine really wanted to free Palestine, they would start clicking up with Jews on the ground. Respect, brother. Respect, Hashem. If y'all start working together, if you Jews and Palestinians start working together, I guarantee you, y'all start to figure out who is behind all of the mischief that's happening within that country. But it's up to the people to talk to one another. Iran finna seek revenge on Palestine, but didn't Iran just get overthrown? They would never, bro. I know they would. It's like 2 brothers fighting against one another. Two brothers. That's even I think a Jew and a Palestinian was talking about it. They said the only way it's gonna happen is if they start having each other's kids. They was like, that's the only way there's gonna be peace, because they used to do that in Africa. To make peace, they would have one child marry another child, because they know that the king won't kill his grandchildren. Just for land, bro. Yeah, just for land. I mean, what else is there? It's always gonna be over that. It's always gonna be some type of hate, some type of struggle. I try to stay out those things. I'm God-fearing. I'm a man who walks under God, so I don't care about a lot of those things. people do. A lot of people do. But if you're a man, you walk under God, you don't care about lines and borders and nothing like that. You walk freely. You know, I'm a free man. A lot of people don't want to be. They want to be caught into the system. Well, if you're caught into the system, you're a slave to the system. I'm not a part of the system, so there's nothing you can tempt me with. There's nothing you could give me. I don't want to be a part of your system. The system doesn't work. There's a lot of bloodshed. I love all humanity, bro. Let's share love and peace. That's right. Yes, all humanity needs to share love and peace. And the only way to do that is by you guys got to communicate with one another. You guys got to talk to one another. That's how you share humanity, peace and love, is you talk to one another. The more y'all talk to one another, I promise you, it's hard for the devil to get in between a conversation. It's very hard for the devil to get in between a conversation. The devil works in solitude. When you're by yourself, that's when the devil plays with your head. When you're alone with your friends and homeboys across town, you're not able to speak up for himself, that's when the devil's able to work. Whenever somebody used to come to me with problems, and I used to have a problem, like, yo, so-and-so said this about you, this, da-da-da-da. Before anything, I go directly to that person, and I figure out what's the issue with that person. Before anything, because I know for a fact that the people in between will make it worse. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the devil works. So now I go directly to homeboy, and I approach him peacefully. Like, yo, what's going on? I heard you so-and-so and this, that, or third. If we do have differences, I'm sorry what happened to where we effed up the situation. And if he still wants to go on with the war, I respect him, because at least to my face, he said, yo, I'm with the war. I want to go to war with you. Well, I came face to face with you, so I respect you. And now next time I see you, it's up. You know, as the young kids would say, it's up next time I see you. But I always go to a man face to face. I don't do no talking. I don't even want to call a man, to be honest with you. I don't even want to call the dude on the phone. I got to speak to you straight into your eyes. That's a nice approach, bro. I like that. That's how I was raised. That's the only way I do things. I got to speak to you face to face in your eyes, because people get tough on the phone. People get tough through text message. People are definitely tough through other people. So for that, I have to meet you face to face, and we talk. And there's never no disrespect. I'm not trying to punk you. I just want to get to the bottom line. I did you wrong. Can you explain to me what I did wrong, so I can have the chance to apologize to you and make right, or figure out where the lie came from. Because most of the times it's a lie. Somebody said this, somebody said that, and they say, yo, F him. And then now it's like, F me. And it's like, yo, F you. And now we at war. But meanwhile, the fight was always over this person over here that's not even involved in none of it. So I like to go face to face, so that I could put the lens directly on that person. Like, nah, it was you that wanted me and him to go head to head. So now you got to deal with both of us. And that's how I go. I can make peace, but humans attracted to drama, bro, they really have much ego. Yes, that's how the devil works. Ego is just a form of insecurity. So the devil plays on your insecurities, you know. So anytime there's ego, if they on the same page, yeah. That's why I say there has to be a form of communication between one another. Because a person could be envious of you or jealous of you because of an image of you. Then when you actually talk to the person, you're like, man, I didn't like this dude. But now that I'm actually talking to him, I start to realize, yo, he's a cool dude, this, that, third. It was my ego. It was my own insecurities that made me not like him. That's the power of communication. Right. Thank you, Hashem. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I always stress, yo, you gotta go have that man-to-man talk. Especially women. Women got to do it the most, because there's a lot of cattiness that goes on in women's circles. So you have to go head up and have that conversation with each other, because in the female circles there's going to be a lot of drama. There's going to be a lot of talking behind each other's back. I don't expect that from men. I don't even like being around men who talk behind another man's back. If I'm around a man and they're talking about another man, I'm like, huh? What's up with you? Because to me, that's female behavior. You know, that's a red flag to me. But that's just me. You know, that's just me. Now, does that happen with men? Of course that happens with men. But I don't partake. Me personally, I won't partake of that. To each his own. Do you like NFL, bro? Who's your pick for the Super Bowl? Who's in the Super Bowl? Who is it? The Patriots and the Seahawks? I could have told the Super Bowl's rigged, brother. I could tell you who's gonna win, and I don't even watch it. It's who they need to win. If it's Seattle and the Patriots, then it's gonna be the Seahawks are gonna win. Yeah, Seahawks is gonna win. The Seahawks is gonna win because remember the Seahawks lost it from before with Russell. They took the dive when Marshawn Lynch was supposed to run it into the thing. They took the dive, so now this is their get back. They're finally gonna get their ring back that they gave up. Remember when Marshawn Lynch was supposed to run it through, and everybody was like, "Why'd you throw that into Russell Wilson?" That's because it's scripted. They have to do that. Sports is scripted, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be the Seahawks that are gonna win if they go along with the script. I could be wrong. This is why I tell people not to bet. Don't bet. Don't put your money up because at any given moment they'll flip it around. You know what I'm saying? But usually for the most part, it's always written. It's always written, and it's always a plot. But you have to also understand is that when your city wins the Super Bowl, your city's about to go to crap. Always know that, because every Super Bowl is almost a form of distraction, because that they about to do a whole bunch of crazy crap that's about to happen in Seattle. Brother, what is your opinion on ICE? Ain't they killers? So the loose that should be behind bars. I wanted New Orleans to go. We will have the paper bags in our faces as usual. Well, New Orleans is, you don't want your city to go and your city get destroyed. Like even with my Knicks, I'm scared my Knicks can win. If my Knicks win, it's like, oh man, they're gonna destroy our city. If the Knicks win, oh my gosh, the city's gonna go to hell. But anywho, what's my opinion with ICE? ICE is a very touchy subject. I try to stay away from politics. But what I do tell people about the ICE situation is, where was the outrage when Kamala Harris was letting millions of immigrants into the country? You know, you have to look at the full scope and the full picture of everything. You know, try to stay out of politics, try to stay out of sides. Remember, there's a lot of people crossing the border when Kamala Harris was in charge of the border. You sub? Well, shout outs to you. Shout outs to you, pork chop. So that's what I would say to that is, remember, millions of people crossed that border, and they just let millions of people into the border. We already found terrorists that came in through that border. We found a lot of horrible things. A lot of drugs came through that border when Kamala Harris and Biden was in office. A lot of drugs came through that border. A lot of people died trying to get through that border. A lot of SUVs, not SUVs, a lot of 18-wheelers were filled with bodies of people that died in the back of the truck because the trucks was too hot. So this was also happening. There's a lot of people that died trying to get through that border, and millions of people flooded the border. So with ICE doing what they're doing, it's foul, it's messed up, but there's two sides to the story. And you got to make sure that you're paying attention to both sides. And also you have to be paying attention to the Epstein files, because more evidence came out on the Epstein files. More evidence came out on them Epstein files. So a lot of these ICE happenings are also a distraction. So that's what I would try to tell people is stop worrying about what the news tells you to worry about, and use your critical thinking skills to do your research and try to figure out what the freak is actually going on. Because more stuff came out with them Epstein files, and with those files, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube, but basically it's really horrible stuff with children. And they have witnesses. There's a name. She came out. She testified. This is what's happening. But these ICE raids, you know, exactly, indeed, right. These ICE raids can be a form of distraction. So that's what I'd be trying to. And also, what you have to also remember about these protests. Protests takes money. We all have bills. We all have jobs. We all have responsibilities. You have to ask yourself, how are these people able to protest for so long? Protesting takes a lot of community leadership. It takes a lot of organization. Who's funding these protests? So before you jump on and say, this is foul, who's funding all of this? We also have to keep in mind of the money. Why are billionaires funding protests? Why are corporations funding protests? Ask that question before we get into all the people that are losing their lives and going to jail and all of these horrible things, because we already know that they do not care about us as an individual. They don't care about us. Facts. It's a lot of distraction. Right. It's a lot of distraction. So these are the questions that I have to ask you before we jump on whose side and this side and that side and this side. Because last time I checked, it's us, the people, against them. The power. It's a tight-knit group of people that have power, supposed power, and us, the people who have the actual power. So the more they get us to fight with one another and hate one another and divide ourselves from one another, is the more they're able to get away with whatever they want to do. So we have to be paying attention to what they are doing. Trump's a puppet. Every president has been a puppet thus far that I've seen. I haven't seen one non-puppet. The only thing that is different about Trump than is different about Obama and Biden is that Trump, from his policies, has been proven to not be selling us out to Russia and China. But what Trump is, I'm looking at what's been happening. Trump's policies are now leaning towards the tech guys. So Trump isn't selling us out to China, which is a good thing, which we like that. We don't want us to get sold out to China and to Russia, because Biden obviously was being sold out to Russia. There is facts and data that shows that Biden was being paid through Russia and through China, and Nancy Pelosi worked with China and Taiwan and all of that stuff. So we have the data on that stuff. That's one side of the aisle, right? And Trump now is working with who? The tech guys. The Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musk, the Larry Ellisons, the Oracle guy, Bill Gates. So Trump didn't sell us out over here, but it's seeming like he's selling us out over here. Still America, but not really helping the people. You know, these tech guys are they don't necessarily have our best interest at all. So what I be trying to tell people is to, get your Bibles out, start praying, start following the Lord, because we do not know what is going to come. And the Bible already tells us where we're heading. So the more y'all start picking sides and start individualizing, and I hate this, guys, they win. They win. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is out of our control. Greed, yes, it's pure greed. It really comes down to all types of greed. It's just money plays and just power plays. They need all of the money, because in their mind, the more money they have, the less money we have. The less money we have, the less ability we have to defeat them, because it's a money game. Bro, they'd rather fund robots, AI, than feed needy and provide shelter to the homeless. Exactly. That is a telltale sign. What does that mean? That's another way of taking money away from us everyday people. The fact that AI and robots are coming, that's the working class, and that's the brains of society. So now you have people who are liberal, who are like more educated. Well, AI is replacing you. And then you have people who are more in the trades and more, handy. They have robots for them. So you have robots replacing the blue collar, and then you have AI replacing the white collar. And yet we're still going head to head with one another. The mark will be coming soon. That's true. The mark is here. The mark is here. You don't know what the mark is? The mark is your iPhone. That's the mark. The mark has been here. That's the mark. The mark is the phone. That's why there's an apple on the back of it. And it's bit. There's a reason why they gave an apple. The mark is the phone. These phones are controlling us. I have a conspiracy that the phones are already able to brainwash you through LiDAR systems and stuff like that. That's my opinion. But for a fact, the phones are already collecting massive amounts of data on us. For a fact. The mark of the beast is that phone right there. I never knew that. Yeah, the apple that's the mark. That's the mark of the beast. That's from Pastor Bernard. Put me onto that. Is a Christian pastor. It's like that's the mark of the beast. It's already here. Y'all, everybody got it, and they're collecting data on us like nonstop. It's data. A whole bunch of data that they're collecting on us, and it stems from that phone. It stems from that phone. And then you have 6G. 6G is on the way. 6G is able to read brainwaves. So I've been saying it for the longest that the phone can already read our minds. If the phone could read your mind, you should actually think, like, can the phone change your mind? Because it's able to read minds now because of the 5G networks, 6G networks. Trump already said that 6G can go through walls. It goes through walls. It's there right in front of your face. So I would say everybody be careful. Like I said, open up your Bibles, try to read more, and try to what's it? The Future's in the Past. What's that brand called? What's that brand called? What's Nigo's new brand? Nigo's new brand. Nigo had a brand. What the freak? What's Nigo's brand? I forgot what's his brand? I totally forgot his brand. Dang, I'm having a brain flattening. But anyway, he basically says the future is in the past. That's what his brand is about. It's saying the future is in the past. Meaning we're all going to have to learn how to farm again. We're all going to have to learn how to live off the land. We're going to have to learn how to get off the grid, essentially, and be self-sustaining. That is the main goal. That's what everybody should be trying to do. Get out of the cities and start owning land while you can, because that's the only power you got. So that's obviously what I'm planning on doing. Gotta take my family out of the city. We gotta get up out of here, get into a place where I can have a lot of land, chickens, goats. I don't really know if I want to have cows, but I'll definitely have some horses and be able to protect my land with my dogs and guns if necessary. I don't know if I'm allowed to say stuff like that, I don't think. But the point is to be able to protect my family. So if anything goes up, I don't really have to worry about anything. How often do you go on live stream so I can catch you on your live stream? I usually go on live stream earlier, but I had an idea that was on my head. I didn't want to sleep on it. So I came on later tonight. If anything, I could start going on at nights. But I usually come on at 7 every day. If anything, I'll start coming on at night. But usually I work out. This is just me giving my thoughts. But usually it's a workout channel. So I don't want to mislead you. I'm like, oh, this is a conspiracy channel. I could talk conspiracies all day. I try not to go down that rabbit hole too much, because you go too far and you get nothing done. You dig? And that's why I'm very much into my Bible. I'm very much into learning and building my body up, because what else is there to do? We got to get smarter. We got to get stronger. That's all we can do in this world. I appreciate you, Pork Chop. Pork Chop Black. That's a wonderful name. Pork Chop Black. Brother, have you ever visited the Middle East country? No, never. I have never visited the Middle East. Where you at, Hashem? In the Middle East. Where should I go? Let me write it down. Got a lot to learn. They say traveling around the world is the equivalent of a PhD. So I definitely want to travel around the world. In fact, it's better to travel around the world. You're from Iraq. Iraq. My Iraqi brother. Never been. I don't even know much about it. Should I learn about Iraq? What's good about Iraq? Talk to me. Tell me some good stuff about Bangladesh. What's that? Baghdad. Oh, you're from Baghdad. I said Baghdad. I'm putting an Iraqi accent on it. From Baghdad. Well, nice to meet you, Hashem, from Baghdad. My Iraqi brother. You're welcome anytime. I appreciate you. See, that's what I love about technology. I can connect with people from across the world. That's one of the most beautiful things about this live stream thing, is that I can talk to people from around the world. Weather, culture, food, history. Yeah. Good architecture. I always like architecture. Market rivers. Nice. I need to learn how to market like you guys out there. You guys are great marketeers. Y'all come out here and y'all do really well making money because y'all are great marketeers. Y'all know how to negotiate well. Y'all are negotiators. Yeah. I'm learning. I'm always learning. That's the beautiful thing about being humble. It's like there's always so much more to learn. The humbler you are is like, oh man, you stay young forever. That's the beauty of humility. You stay young forever when you're humble, man. Because when you're humble, you just know that there's so much more to learn. It's the people who don't think that there's any more to learn that, you know, I feel like it almost ages them. Right? Beautiful buildings, bro. Masik Bayat Al-Hichem, oldest libraries in the Middle East. Yeah, now you speaking my language. Yes, I love architecture and libraries. Oh man, what is better than a freaking library, man? Yes, I want to learn. Yes, always want to learn. That's the best thing about life, is to learn. That's it. I mean, what else is there to learn? I mean, what else is there to do in life? It's just to learn and enjoy the company of others. Learn and teach. And then make it home back to the Father, and then that's it. We good. We had a nice human experience, and probably never do it again. I'll probably never do it again. God knows. I ain't coming back. I'm not coming back, God. I ain't coming back. This is it. Bro, the women, fine too. I'm married, so I can't do nothing with them. That's life. What you gonna do? I got my one beautiful woman. Do they like Jamaicans? Do they like black guys? They probably run me out your country if I was out there. They'd be like, yo, get this mother effer out of here. If I was young, they'd be like, get him out of here. We know what he's up to. Thank God women love me, boy. Thank God. But I'm married. I'm out for the count. This world has completed me. Women have completed me. I said, I'm done. I'm good. I'm going to settle down with my wife. Women have completed me. American women, oh my gosh, American women have been such a eye-opener. They've been interesting. So thank you. I'm glad your Iraqi women are still good and beautiful. American women have been very interesting for the past couple of years, which makes me not regret anything. I am very happily married. I'm very happily married. The streets is not for me, as the kids say. I'm not in the streets. I'm cool. I'm so happy that I'm out the streets. I don't gotta be around these snitches and I don't curse, but you know what I'm saying. I don't gotta be around these snitches, and itches, because that's all I see in the streets nowadays. North is not solid no more, not at all. So I'm happy I got myself up out of there, 100%. But yes, sir, that's gonna conclude my live. I put my idea on the table. I hope that you guys take it into consideration. Much love, Hashem. Thank you for rocking with me to the very end. Thank you for Pork Chop, my brother Pork Chop. Yeah, that was my idea for today. What's your average family count in your state? I don't even know what that means. My average family count? How much people are in a family? I don't know. I would have to look that up. Average family count in New York City. Average family number? NYC. 2.5 people. That sucks. Dang. Brooklyn is 2.75. What the frick is that? A person and a dog? That sucks. Yeah, 2 people a family in New York City. Wow, I never knew that. My family's bigger than that. I got 3 daughters. So I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. Yes, Hashem, peace to you. Love. Always remember, if nobody said I love you today, I'll be the first to say it. I love you. God bless. And stay tuned. We got more to come in. I put my ideas out for anybody and everybody. Peace, love, and always more unity. We out.